Hey guys, welcome back. In this video we're going to be looking into server actions and how do you create them, because normally if you wanted to mutate your database, what you'll do is you'll create a API route, you'll use fetch, you'll do all sorts of these messy things. But now with server actions, it has literally been reduced down to just creating a function. So without further ado, let's get into it. So what I have here is I've created a simple Next.js application, and I'm using Drizzle ORM as my ORM of choice. And here I have a add user form, and below this it's just this thing that I've created where I'm reading from the database and just rendering out its content. And so what we want to accomplish is when we click on the add user button and this function runs, we have to call a server action. And in this server action, we're going to be basically mutating our database, which is to say that we're going to be adding the user. So how do you create a server action? Well, the way we create a server action is the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the source directory. And there's not really a specific way to create a server action. So you could be a little creative here, but what I usually do is I'll just create a server folder. And in this folder, I create a, not here, in the server folder, I create a actions.ts file, and here I just export like the functions. But before doing that, the main thing that you have to keep in mind when you're creating a server action is in the file that you're creating it, just add the use server derivative, because without it it's not going to work. So let's just export async function, let's call it add user func. And it's going to take a name, so which is going to be of string, an email, which is also going to be string. And what it's going to do, I'm just going to skip a lot of stuff because I'm not going to add the try catch. It's just a demo for how do you use server action. So here what we'll do is we'll call the database and we'll insert onto the user table, and we'll just insert the name and the email. And below this we're going to be revalidating the path. And if you don't know what revalidate path is, it's basically when we create this mutation, we're going to just revalidate the cache. So essentially everything will be reloaded. And so let's just call this function here add user func. So let's pass on down the email, the name and the email, and let's just await this, and let's check out how it's working. So let's just add a random email. Let's just call it, I don't know, he@gmail.com, and the name, let's just call it Mr. Bob, and let's click on the add user button. And as you click on the add user button, we call the server action, and we also read the thing that we added. So this is how simple it is to use a server action in Next.js. And click the like button if you enjoy watching this video, subscribe if you want to, and have a nice day.